maybe some of you have seen this recently. Man in China reunited with son snatched 24 years ago.
I heard he went on a motorcycle trip, right?
Keep speaking of it. Yep.
I just read the headlines.
It's good enough for me. It's 100.
That's all I need to hear.
In the okay, pretty much a Chinese man has been reunited with his son after a 24-year search that saw him travel over 500,000 kilometers.
That's why.
On a motorbike across the country in China.
So he just was. Have you seen my son?
So pretty much this was such an infamous story in China that Andy Lau, a famous actor, ended up doing a an actual movie about it, a drama about it.
Before he found the kid?
Before they found the kid.
He's like the Chinese Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
Oh.
And pretty much he's on his little motorcycle and he's got two flags up and it's just on the side of his flags a picture of his son when his son was like 4 years old or something like that. And he literally just spent the last 24 years riding around every province, every corner of China that you could go to.
How did he recognize his 4-year-old son after 20 years?
So pretty much.
That's crazy.
Let's see here. Blah, blah, blah.
I would have just fucking popped out another kid.
I think I would have gave up after a year.
Yeah.
That's just rough.
So
The guy's son, pretty much to tell the whole story, he was snatched at age 2 actually. So that's probably really tough.
That's like Taika at 2. Come on.
I don't know, cause if I don't post, my algorithm gets fucked up, and like your channels did die.
That's true. Your family channel dies.
Yeah. So you just gotta
Yeah.
Hey, you get a similar look at Taika.
Yeah.
But do you think you could recognize Taika 20 years from now if you didn't see him for 20 years, knowing what he looks like right now?
Would I know what he looks like? I have no idea.
You don't think so?
Every year he looks different.
He looks the same.
He looks the same.
Same.
Looks the same.
To me, he looks so different.
Yeah.
I mean, he probably looks a little more like Gio now, but he looks the same.
Pretty much, the son was found after DNA testing and an app became popular for missing persons organizations after the movie because abduction and trafficking was kind of like brought to the forefront of like China's like news and stuff like that.
24 and me.
It actually said that because he went to all 20 provinces in China, he actually assisted in like, because he was looking for his own missing person, he actually assisted in many other missing persons becoming found through his actions.
Because they're like, is this your kid? No. But I know whose it is.
I didn't know there was 20 provinces in China.
He hit all those Chinese. So what ended up happening? The kid was really kidnapped?
Yeah,
What was
it
the kid's story?
So he had been
sold
snatched
him?
at age 2. His son's disappearance inspired the movie. There was a big problem with abductions during that time. The suspects who were dating at the time had planned to kidnap a child with the intention of selling him for money.
Wow.
And after spotting Mr. Guo's son playing alone outside his home, the female suspect, identified only by her surname Tang, grabbed him and took him to the bus station where her partner named Hu was waiting.
Wow.
The couple then took an inner city coach to neighboring Hunan province and sold the child there. So he was in a close by province. So even though the father went around all of China, he was actually in the next province over.
Wow.
Was it a loving family who purchased him?
I have
Yeah,
no idea.
please. Oh, please.
Damn, because I want to
much
know
was
the
he?
kid's side.
Damn, that's crazy.
How much was
dude.
How much?
That's crazy.
Dang, I never thought that this couple would snatch a baby to sell. Yo, in my head, I was like, oh, they wanted a baby. They saw this cute baby, and they wanted it.
They got a different set of problems.
Maybe they're lesbians. They can't produce. They're like, no, we gotta.
Yeah, something they can't have a kid.
You know what's
We're
weird?
oppressed here.
Well, it's not that weird, but when you travel, there's so many more independent children just out alone or with like their siblings.
Yeah.
And then you don't really see that here.
No.
Oh no, because you get stories like these, and everyone's like, "Just when you're never going anywhere."
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think that you need to have a little bit of freedom. Like your mom said to you at 5 years old. I realize now you can be alone,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and you're still here.
Definitely help.
My mom didn't know how dangerous America was. So like in Japan, when you're around 3 or 4, you run your first errand. You go down the block and you buy some stuff from the corner store and you come
What the
back.
fuck?
Yeah.
Dude, you ever see that show on Apple TV? It is one of the cutest fucking shows you ever see. It's
Becoming Me or something.
Do they show that?
little
Yeah,
kids.
you have to watch it.
Dude, we watched it. We saw the little clip. I saw the whole episode because I was like, I have to watch this.
You have
and
to.
And it's this little Japanese kid. They send him off. How old is he? Like 3 or 4?
Around 3.
yeah.
That's when they go to
And then they're like, hey, I need you to go to the store and get this. It's already paid for. And then they'll walk all the way to
Yeah.
the mall or whatever, pick up the food, bring it back. And it's like, oh, it's a big deal. They celebrate and stuff.
But the whole town's in on
Yeah,
it.
it's cultural,
Everyone
so
knows
they know. They go, oh, that kid's doing this first errand. So everyone's helping the kid. Oh, yeah, the store's that way.
And then they go to like Mongolia and they see like their version of their first errand for the 3-year-old over there. And they go to all these different
Nepal,
like,
Tibet,
yeah, and
everywhere.
it's like so cute. You start crying and shit.
It's like the Make-A-Wish Batman kid.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah,
Makes
so
sense.
if I wanted to go to the store or whatever by myself, it was fine. But she didn't know how fucked up it was, so yeah.
Do you think that it's like super more like where is kidnapping most popular in the world?
Probably here.
I think Trinidad. That's my
Really?
guess.
Oh, really?
I know it's very popular in Trinidad.
Google it.
But it's an island? How are they gonna get away?
Black market sales, maybe.
That's sad.
But did this guy go to a good family? This little boy?
I don't. It never said anything about the family that he was sold
they're
to. It just
reunited.
said DNA testing brought them back together after 24 years.
So he couldn't even find the guy.
What would you do if you find them and they're just like, but you're not really my dad, these people raised me?
Yeah, that's rough.
Because you're 2, you don't even remember
Well,
really.
he's in his 20s. He doesn't need a dad that way anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
He rides a bike. He does all that shit. Throws baseballs.
Yeah.
You always need a father.
He can catch really good.
I'm on The View right now. I'm on The View. You always need a father. Most simple shit gets the biggest applause. It's like, okay.
You always need a father.
It's a pretty big bar, though. You do always need a father.
You know what I mean?
I need my dad still, so.
See, there it is.
It's hard having like teaching a kid, or a kid has so much fucking attitude. I told Taika, I'm like, so I have a bunch of blanket rules I try to establish for his safety. I'm like, Papa always needs to see you. So I always, like, if I'm like working out in the garage, he can't go past the driveway or whatever. Like, I'm like, and if Papa can't see you, you can't. If you can't see Papa, Papa can't see you. So he understands that we always have to be able to make eye contact if we're at the grocery store or wherever. And I want him to build his independence. And there's times where I'm like, I look and I kind of see him behind the bush, and I'm like, can you see Papa? And he'll look at me and he'll go. I'm like,
He's like, you fucking idiot.
I see you.
Oh, dude, you fucking idiot.
Do is go sideways to the bush. I can see you.
At that moment, do you imagine him being a football and you throw him in the air and kick him?
I imagine me being fucking Liu Kang and fucking flying across the screen into his fucking face.
Or bicycle kick. Or bicycle kick. You have that option too.
Yeah, that's what you want.
But then also there's a comedian mind where I just start laughing too.
This dude's funny.
Yeah, I'm like, this
funny
motherfucker,
as
dude.
fuck.
You motherfucker, dude. All right.
That's the thing is, you always get your funniness from a parent. The fact that you don't have any funny parents is pretty crazy.
What about a grandparent?
Oh yeah. My grandpa was he was drunk funny. That's the only way I could describe it. Or he was like, well, we killed those fuckers good in Vietnam, and you're like, God damn, that's dark and funny.
It's not about needing to have a funny parent. It's about hearing what a parent who is very serious say and thinking you're fucking hilarious.
Yeah. Oh, that's true.
But that takes a comedic brain to understand how to twist that.
I think
And is that-
moving.
Or is it
DNA?
chicken or the egg? I don't know.
I think moving at a tender age was good for me.
Do you think like you learned how to be funny?
I don't know, bro, because there's so many people watching right now who are like, yeah, Steve's not funny, fuck you. But
But being funny is subjective.
yeah, of course. But
It's like it's suck a
for
dick.
me, what helped me so much see things from funny, because I'm self-deprecating and everything, is that I moved at a young age from Virginia to here, cross country, and I went from having friends to having no friends. And I went from being at a school that had like wide open fields and like you just see the forest around you and all shit, to like bars around the elementary school, and like it was in the
California.
California. In the middle of the year, it was January. Everyone's already friended off and stuff, and so I was just alone at all lunchtimes, and so I was like, God damn, at least, you know, I went to prison. You know, like when you're a kid, you just feel that way, and so like the darkness made it okay. Like the darkness and embracing the darkness made everything okay. And so I try to always embrace the darkness and the light of life, because it helps me cope with things going on. So you've never heard me do more jokes than when my grandfather died, who's one of my favorite people ever, because he was such a huge, like, I loved him so much. I had to joke that much more when he died. So, and I did a prank video that same day. I had to dress like a clown. I had to go.
You came to the funeral in the clown outfit?
I didn't go to the funeral yet because it was on a Friday, but it was on a Monday. He died on a Monday, and so I had to do a prank for like, I can't remember who the fuck it was at the time, but yeah, I had to dress as a clown and go in to like do office interviews or something like that, where we were trying to make sure people could like cope. Or, I don't remember what the fuck the prank even was. It's out there though, but I did that video, and then on Friday we buried my grandfather. So it was like a super great thing that I had to do on the day of. That was almost like, oh, thank you. Like, you know, I couldn't have coped with this if I didn't have to do this today. So yeah, it was great. Wow. So I always try to,
Fate.
embrace the darkness, embrace all that stuff, because that's life.
Yeah. What else are you gonna do, right?
Yeah, exactly. Or you just fucking wither.
Darkness and comedy are pretty closely tied.
Very closely tied.
Well, not darkness and physical comedy. Well, unless you're getting hit by a bus or something. That's always good. Dude, the Meet Joe Black clip, by the way, have you guys seen that clip?
No.
Meet Joe Black.
Brad Pitt meets this chick real quickly. He meets this girl in the beginning of the movie Meet Joe Black, and they like had this moment with each other. We're like, wow, it's so nice to meet you, all the shit, like all the romantic comedy shit. And then he's walking away. He turns around, looks at her, and then she's walking away. She turns around and looks at him, but they never make eye contact. They both turn around at different times. And then Brad Pitt keeps walking and walking, and then all of a sudden he gets hit by a fucking car, and he like hits the windshield, hits the fucking deck. Like he definitely dies. He bounces like 3 times out of shot, and they like cut to his funeral basically. Which is fantastic.
Start of Meet Joe Black.
Of Meet Joe Black, yeah.
Brad Pitt died.
Brad Pitt dies.
Dude.
But it's to set up the whole movie. It's actually really.
Okay, I just had to pull it up just for fun.
I remember this, but it was so long ago.
Yeah. Okay, here we go.
Is it funny? Is that what you're trying to say? Before
Well, this part's funny.
It's Steve, so you never know.
God damn, he's beautiful.
Yeah, he's good.
He's a good-looking
That was
guy.
his prime right there.
Was that when he was dating Robin Gibbons?
Yeah, but he's in the middle of the street.
Who dated Robin Gibbons?
Oh my god, bro.
And you guys make fun of me when I watch natural disasters and think it's hilarious.
That's different.
Because you're watching real shit. This is fake.
It's a movie, bro.
The music makes that moment, dude. The music alone just makes that moment.
Oh man.
I think tomato, okay?
Hey, watch the movie. It's funny.